So what a day for Sam Harvey, playing John Higgins live on television. First of 4 goes through the last 64. Mike Hallett alongside me. I guess, well, it's a short match, Mike. I guess it's important for Sam to try and settle early on.
Yes, it is. These no previous meetings between these two. But, of course, he's playing a legend in John Higgins. We know how tough he is. But we know the standard of snooker these days, and it's in depth down the list, and there's no guarantees. And John will not take this lad lightly, there's no doubt about that. But as you say, it's just a question of how quickly Sam can settle.
Well, I can tell you, he once in a practice match had a break of 151, which is very rare, obviously with the help of a free ball.
Well, unfortunately for him, the red's just come out and it's on for John Higgins here. It was a tough pot to take on from that distance, but he knew the rewards if it went in.
1.
That's exactly what he didn't want, really, is to allow somebody like John Higgins to have some early table time. One of the favourites, of course, this weekend, John Higgins. Just fancy him having a good season this year, David. Last year he was a bit in and out. Season before was fantastic. Last year, he said by his own admissions, he wasn't really on it, but he started well this year, as you've already mentioned, in Bulgaria. And I think he's going to be at the business end of a lot of these tournaments this season.
Yes, he's always kind of been like that, John. He's had good seasons, he's had bad seasons, but when they're good, they're really good. And you expect plenty of silverware.
Well, he also mentioned as well that I think he's slightly inspired with what Ronnie did at the Crucible at 37 years of age. What's John, about the same, isn't he? 37, 38 now?
38, knocking on now, John.
Yeah, so obviously it's given a little bit of a lift. He's thinking, well, if Ronnie can do it, why can't I?
15.
He's still a great competitor. You don't want him in the draw, that is for sure.
Well, certainly when you speak to players, they put the two of them, Sullivan and Higgins, still right at the very top as the two best players in the game. He beat O'Sullivan in Bulgaria, he beat Sean Murphy, and in the final he beat Neil Robertson, so he had to play well to win that tournament.
Another player that's changed his cue this season, going into the new campaign. Well, I was just thinking, actually, for that young man, if John Higgins gets in the mood here, this might not take too long. No disrespect to Sam Bird. He will get chances,
6.
but he'll have to take them. Because this guy at the table here gives you nothing.
$31. 32.
Well, you commented yesterday on how quick this table is. It's settled down very quickly. It looks super fast. That's what these players like. Quick tables, so they can just stroke the balls around the table. He's left that one a little bit awkward. That's a little bit careless from John there. Nice shot.
Pot.
And it's a nice cannon off the other red, but unfortunately he's blocked the pocket. Now will he take the blue one? Well, there it looks good
Blue ball.
until the red finished on that cushion.
John Higgins 40.
Well, 40, but he'd be annoyed with himself that he lost position.
One.
Well, good chance here for Sam then to try and settle. Get the Q arm going. Good angle on the brown as we watch the replay. He could get into the pack here or play on the loose red. Well, I would suggest go for the pack. Try and get them open. Well, he's going to do that from the black.
5.
Nice to see snooker back in Holland though, David. Was it 20 years, 21 years?
Yes, they've waited a long time, but as with many parts of Europe, they've been watching snooker the last decade on Eurosport.
Six.
Yeah, a lot of praise and whatever. He's got to go to Jan Verhaas as well, who's championed the event here.
Yes, Jan was on the official poster, which is pretty rare to see a referee on a poster, but he is a bit of a legend in these parts.
Oh. Harvey 6.
And as if he's left that red into the middle, that could be trouble. Well, he didn't. He got away with that one. Again, I mentioned yesterday as well, these PTCs are great, aren't they? Because you see a lot of new faces on the tables, on the match tables, where sometimes they'll be playing on the back tables and not always come through. So it's nice to see new faces on our screens.
Well, certainly, as an amateur, before these came along, you wouldn't have any chance to play John Higgins on television, unless, obviously, you work your way through the pro ranks. So it's a great chance for someone like Sam Harvey.
That white is close, he doesn't want that in. Oh, that's unlucky.
John Higgins 4.
The lad that played quite well yesterday, Ryan Corsten, who took on Stuart Bingham. Now, he looks like he's got it all together there, and give him another couple of years. Hopefully he's got professional aspirations.
Well, obviously a good chance now for John Higgins to kill off this opening frame. He's made a good start to the season.
7.
Been practicing hard with that new cue. Lost first round of the World Championship to Mark Davis, and a lot of people seem to think that was it for him, but a bit early to just write him off completely.
Well, all the greats prove the critics wrong, don't they?
$14.
They did that with Stephen Hendry, I think, at their peril.
15.
Well, I remember when Hendry lost to Marcus Campbell famously at the UK Championship 9-0, and the obituaries were written, but of course at the end of the season he won his 7th World Championship, and he did bring it up.
Yeah, don't worry, it's down in the book, isn't it?
21.
This frame is over, it would seem.
I think the second frame, this next frame for Sam, will be very important indeed. If John leads 2-0 and then becomes 3-0, well, it's going to be sticky for him from there. But if he can manage to level things up at 1-1, he'll feel part of this match. So the next frame for the young man will be mightily important. But a professional job here from John Higgins.
John Higgins 28. No,
Yes, he's done enough to take the opening frame. Sam Harvey did have a chance. He missed that black going into the reds, and Higgins has won it. He leads here in Rotterdam 1-0.